I know a lot of men in this world consider themselves to be wise. I know they consider themselves to be of good understanding. Have good common sense. But the reality is, very few there are that are wise in this world. Very few. Wisdom cries in the streets, but men don't hear her crying. They don't hear what she has to say, because to men of this world, what she has to say is unsavory. It's not pleasant when you hear the conclusion of the whole matter, when you're still a worldly being. If you're one who has not been transformed, then you're simply one who is conformed to the image of this world. There's only one of two places you'll find yourself, either conformed or transformed, and few there are who are actually transformed. So then, as I said, few there are who actually have wisdom. When you know a man has found wisdom, or wisdom has cried to him and he has listened, it's because he'll tell you that all is vanity. That is the proof of a man who has wisdom. That's the proof of a wise man. Now, consider wise men of this world. Who of this world, or what kind of men of this world, are considered to be wise? Most of them are murderers. And I know people think that just because you don't actually go out there with a gun and kill somebody, or with a knife and stab or beat somebody to death, they think they haven't murdered anybody. But yet you have all type of companies that exist that do that exact thing under the guise that they're actually helping you. This proves that this world, it lacks wisdom. They think that there are so many things in this world that are important, that are valuable, that matter. But is that true? I'll ask you right now. If you say it does matter, then that means that there's something that isn't vanity, correct? Now remember, I said if you say all is vanity, that is the proof that you have obtained wisdom in life. How do I know this? Out of all of the people you read about in the Bible, who was known for his wisdom? Now that one that was known for his wisdom, what did he say? Look at that there. Did you hear the loud ass click? Because I did. So now I just proved to you that that's what you'll say if you have done like the one who I mentioned earlier, like he did, and made wisdom your spouse, your sister, your dove, you're undefiled. See that there? Why is she undefiled? Because she doesn't lie. That's why. If you paid attention to what made Christ undefiled, he made it clear to you all. It's about what? He had no guile in his mouth. So there goes another click then, doesn't it? She doesn't lie. That's what wisdom does. Now, wisdom tells you things that are uncomfortable when you still have carnal mind, flesh, tabernacle, temporary suit. That puts you in the dilemma that Paul was talking about when he says, I seek to do something good, evil is present. I want to do something good, I do something bad. The thing that I always say is bad to do, that's the thing I end up doing. Even though I don't want to do it, I end up doing it anyway. Anyone who's real with himself has also come to that conclusion. Anyone who's in denial of that is conformed to the image of this world still. See that there? No. There's still something that matters that I can do. All right, well, when Yahushua was walking around and he was talking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees and everything, what did he say about them? They still thought there were things that mattered. The uppermost rooms at feasts. Is that vanity, or does it actually matter where you sit when you eat? If you sit in the VIP section or if you don't, does it really matter? To some people, it still does. This is what I'm describing to you. If it doesn't, then why do they pay all that money to do it? Because, man, you don't know what VIP means or something? I know exactly what they try to convince you that it means. That's what I do know. Yes, I know what they've told you, that if you sit there, that now you are considered to be a very important person. Ooh, so let me make sure, damn it. That's how people feel. That's why I'm saying it like that, because that's how they clamor after this shit. I want to be sitting there. I want to have a booth. I want to be in the VIP popping bottles. I saw P. Diddy and them on the video doing that. And now what do you see about P. Diddy now? Grandson, come on now, man. Come on, don't spoil the party. No, I already told y'all. Men who are wondered at because they're party crashers. They're just standing there. They're not dancing along to the music. Yahusha told y'all that. You just got to understand how he be talking. He said this generation is like a group of kids in the marketplace who are playing a little song and they're wondering why you don't dance when they play it. See? That's the generation you live in. In other words, when you go somewhere, everybody's going along with a certain program, like the VIP section, like the rocking the same type of jewelry and the chains to try to look important, like trying to wear the same brand names to try to seem like they're important. And they all are doing the same old thing, but you're not. See, like John the Baptist would have been standing there with his camel hair and everything on. See how that's clicking? He's standing out. He's not dancing along to the Pharisees and the Sadducees who are enlarging the borders of their garments, it says. Right? Now you got to remember, what did they call John the Baptist? They said he had a devil. Y'all hear that nice and good right there, little flockulators? They said this man has a devil because he's not dancing along with the image of this world. In other words, he's not conformed to the image of this world. He's transformed. So then he must have a devil. Look how the world thinks about this righteousness I'll keep describing to you guys about being set apart. Now, did God say that you were a set apart people? The ones I'm speaking to today? Did God say you were a set apart people? That's exactly what he called you. That's exactly what he reminded you to stay. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter how much you are attacked. You must stay what you are. I gave you guys the illustration of a land undefiled in its pure state with a tribe of people or a nation of people living upon it in tents. I described that to you. And then there was another nation that came over to this land that changed that way of life up completely and started to set up cities. Is this correct or not? You're like, yeah. I mean, they came through, they killed up all the indigenous and everything, and then they killed up all of their buffalo and stacked them up and everything, and then they came with diseases and everything and killed up a whole lot of children and elders, and they came with death to that way of life, and they set up their way of life. Like I told you, you're going to be attacked for being who you are, but you must remain who you are no matter how much you're attacked. That's why we were attacked the way that we were, Israel, to prove that we are a set apart people regardless of what you do to us. Don't matter what you do. You cannot change what I have made. You can't change it. You may think that you can. You may try to conform it all that you can. But if Abba transformed it, then what can you do? All things are made new. He said, y'all be dealing with me and y'all be thinking that y'all gonna deal with something that's old. You're not. Therefore, you're gonna find out that what you knew was old, and now you're gonna hear some new shit when you talk to me. Ain't that the truth? You be like, yeah, it is. There were things I were wondering about when I read the scriptures, and I thought I knew what it meant. Then I heard the grandson break it down, and I found out that there was something new to know. Isn't this true? Y'all know it's true. So then it's the same thing with wisdom. You thought wisdom was stacking up riches, getting up high in the world, getting a great name and reputation and a legacy, and doing all of these things. You inherited lies. That's what you got. You inherited a big ass lie. Wisdom says it's all vanity. So then what will you say against that? That's my question. What will any of you say? When I say all is vanity, what will any of you say? Give me something that isn't then. Tell me. Now, if you start trying to tell me something, who's the dumbass here? You don't understand a 3-letter word that only got 2 letters in it. A-L, and then there's another L. All. You understand what that word means? It's all pointless. It's all a waste of time. You've been bamboozled, swindled, run amok and every damn thing else to believe that it matters. So now I want to ask you today, what do you think matters that you got to do today, that if you don't do it, some kind of doom and gloom will come to your life? What do you think there is today that has you trapped in it, that you can't get out of it? Because if I get out of it, then this is going to happen, then that's going to happen, then this is going to happen. So then I have to stay in this situation. It's vanity. It's pointless. So then what are you talking about here? I thought it mattered if I stayed there. Well, do you know what all means? I'm just going to keep on asking y'all that. Do you know what all means? Yeah, I do know. Okay, so then that means that thing you talking about, is it part of all? That thing you're talking about that's so important, is that part of all? Nigga still hanging on to the importance of it. Grandson, I know what you're saying, but I have to hang on, grandson. All right. Okay. If that's what you think, because that's wrong thinking. Isn't it? I mean, imagine what I'm saying to you. A person has a house Now, this house may have been passed down from their father's father. So this is the third generation that's been in the family. The grandson's all proud. He's living in the house and everything. Kept everything the same. He hasn't changed it. This way my granddaddy had it. That's the way my daddy had it. And this way I'm going to have it. My son, he gets it. It's going to be this way too. He's all proud in every damn thing. Making sure the shit is tight and right. Never lets this house depreciate in value at all. He's always out there making sure the gutters are clean. The roof, the shingles and everything are intact. He's making sure all of the rafters and everything are strong. And the foundation is sure. And it goes through all of this work. And then a tornado, like they say down south, a tornado came through there. Swish. The house is no longer there. The photo album he got from Grandpappy is in the wind. The old fish his daddy caught, that bass that he had hanging up there on the wall and every damn thing taxidermied, that thing is now in the river. All of the shingles that he was so meticulously making sure were in place and everything are all scattered all over the place, and y'all get the point. It's all gone, and you're not going to get it back. So then, was it vanity? But it mattered so much, grandson. I'm asking you right now, since that's the only moment your ass has. Is it vanity now? I gotta clean all this shit up. There's another person, same situation. I'm not ever letting this place go down. This could be a car. Yes, my granddaddy had this car. Same damn story. I ain't gotta go all through it again. But it's the same damn story again. And then guess what happens? The shit catches on fire. Kasliggity, bam! Oh shit! Oh, granddaddy's car in an instant, up in flames. It's gone. Well, was it vanity? You polished it and polished it today. I seen a video, guys. This guy had a badass Chevy Nova. I don't know what year it was, but it was an old classic Chevy Nova, and he had the Nova, and it was hooked all up. The shit had like 1,200 horsepower under the hood and shit. And the shit is all got all kind of special shit, tires and all kind of stuff hooked up on this car. This car is bad as hell. Well, they're shooting a show about cars, and they got this guy on there. Well, the guy that owns the car, he's driving it. The host of the show, he's in the passenger seat. So he's like, hey, you know this thing got hella power in it. Let me show you something. So he starts hitting the gas, kind of gunning the engine. The car's taking all off all fast and everything. The guy's like, wow, yeah, this shit is powerful, the host. He's like, shit, this shit is powerful as hell. Damn. Well, they were flying up the street, and they were talking about how the guy was bragging about how he's been working on this car for 14 years and building and money and hundreds of thousands of dollars and everything that he's put into this machine. And as he's driving, he's flying up the street. He come up to a red light. This car stopped at the red light ahead of him. Well, he thinks he's just going to stop on the brakes. So he steps on the brakes. Nothing happens. And then he goes to the host. Oh, shit, the brakes are out. The host goes, oh, shit, what do we do? The driver's like, hold on. Boom! Sorry for anybody that got on headphones right now. It went boom into the back of a truck. And the guy was holding on to the steering wheel. He kind of tensed up when he knew he was about to hit that truck. He broke his damn arms. So now, was it vanity or was it not vanity? Well, after the crash and everything happened, the guy said, I need to do some more work on her. I'm not giving up. I've put too much work to give up now. While this nigga laying up in the hospital with his elbows in the shape of the letter L and shit, with cast wrapped around this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on trying, cause what? So you can crash again, nigga, and put another nigga life in danger like you did last time? Oh shit, I did do that, didn't I? Yeah, but see how you don't give a shit? Because all you cared about was the glory of men's praise, which is called vainglory. See how it's part of the all that I described to you? That's called vanity. Now, I want to ask you guys, did Abba say there's some glory out there called vainglory? Did he say that? You're like, yeah, he did. So then is the grandson just joking, or is the grandson actually telling you the truth? Now, I want to ask you guys this now. If that's called vainglory, what is the glory that is not vain? Well, what do y'all should tell you? That's all you need to ask yourself when I ask you a question. Look, guys, I'll give you guys a cheat code while you're in the School of Marvelous Light class. Doesn't matter what class you go to. If you're at the School of Marvelous Light, this cheat I'm about to give you always works. When you're asked a question, just think about what Yahusha said, and there you'll have your answer. All you have to think about is what the Messiah said. Because Abba said, hear him. So if you heard him, then you heard everything you needed to hear, didn't you? The only reason people are still being rebellious to this vanity that wisdom is crying out telling you is because you haven't listened to the Messiah. You haven't hearkened. Just because you heard it doesn't mean you hearkened. How many times were you doing something and you heard a sound and you thought, oh, no big deal. That must just be the cat, or that must just be this. But all along it was something very dangerous actually happening. So then you heard the sound, but you didn't hearken to it. See the difference? That means you didn't respond to what you heard. You just heard it. Skeedle-dee-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo. What good does it do a nigga? Let's go ahead and break it down for those who still may be stammering and stuttering about what we're talking about here. If you're a man and you're sitting on some railroad tracks, you're taking a nice siesta out there. I don't know why you would be, but you just happen to be. So you're laying out there. You're like, it's peaceful on the railroad tracks. You're laying out there. All of a sudden you hear, chicka, 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 chicka. You hear it, but you don't hearken to it. So you just lay there. What's going to happen to you? You're out on an African safari trip. You're sitting in the back of an uncovered Land Rover. And you're sitting there and you're looking around. It's nothing going on. It's just some grass blowing and some shit off in the distance. You're like, oh, it's a safe little spot. I guess nothing's going on here. All of a sudden, from behind you, as you're laying back to take a nap, you hear, and you don't hearken. You just heard it. And you keep laying there. What's going to happen to your sleeping ass? Well, so it is when Yahusha's talking to you. Many people hear it. The Bible told you that. Many people hear, but not many people do. See, they don't respond. That means when you're about to do something vain, you go, wait a minute. Let me detach from the outcome. Oh my goodness, I just gave you a big nugget of wisdom. See? I just gave you a big nugget of wisdom right there that will save you. But I guess many people don't want to be saved because they think that they know what they're doing. They think they know. They think they have knowledge, but if you don't have wisdom, then how much knowledge do you actually have? You can't implement nothing that you know if you don't have wisdom. Wisdom is the instrument of how. See? Because Paul told you that a man will not know how. How what? What I described to you earlier. When you seek to do something good, there's evil that's present. Man struggles his whole life with how to overcome that evil that's present there. Because he finds himself doing the things that he hates. He finds himself doing things that are destructive to himself, and he can't understand why. See, he doesn't know why. He just knows that he's doing it. He doesn't know the way out. That's where the wisdom has to come in, see? And tell you, hey, Paul, all that stuff you think you're doing that's making you somebody, since you're a Pharisee, so that tells you what kind of man that Saul was before he became converted and transformed, right? He was all about outward appearance of righteousness, making it look good, as well as also being judgmental to others and trying to clean them up. Persecuting the truth. That's what Christ said. You're persecuting me. So as long as you're a Pharisee, then you're fighting against Christ. Who was fighting against Christ in the Bible? Them far from seas I keep telling you about. They can't see nothing. So how in the hell can they tell you what you need to do? Now I'm just going to tell you the way Christ said it to you. The blind lead the blind, they both fall into the ditch. See? But the seeing lead the seeing. It's just that simple. That's why he said, those who have eyes to see, those who have ears to hear. If you don't have these things, I'm not emotionally attached to you. That's what I don't know if y'all can hear what I'm saying. The freedom. I had to put a T on it after that D. Freedom that I'm talking to y'all about right now. Men, that's what's been holding you back. Your attachment. How are you attached to something that's vain? I just want to ask you. Well, grandson, because it's important that I do the right thing. I told you about the word all. You still keep saying but, as if a but is more than all is. I know the world you live in, all you think about is a but. I get it. I know. But in our world, we look at the word for what it is. All. Simple as that. So the grandson is telling me that if I'm attached, then I'm in error. If I'm detached, then that means I actually accept the truth of what I'm actually dealing with, which is what? Vanity. Now I'm in truth when I'm living. See, if I'm dealing with it as if it's not vanity, I'm not living the truth. It's very simple. It's not even hard. But people think they can live a lie and go to heaven. They think they can live a lie and be accepted by God. They think they can live a lie and be accepted by Christ, the one who told you all of these things I'm telling you today. Take no thought for your life. Take no thought of what you're going to put on. You will take thought if it's still important and if you're still attached to the outcome, which is men's praise. If you're still attached to men's praise, then you can't serve God. You're an enemy to God. What does the scripture say about being a men pleaser? Is that a positive trait or a negative one? What would you say? So you may think, I'm doing this for me. You better beware that that evil that Paul was talking about hasn't deceived you, like Paul was saying it does. It tricks you. It's a deceiver. A deceiver tricks. What's deceiving you? Your carnal mind is. If you were spiritually minded, you would be unattached. So that when people try to tell you, like the Pharisees tried to tell Christ, now you can stand on your own 10, because that's what God wants you to do. I told you in the beginning of this video, he wants you to be who you are, but you're going to be greatly attacked. In other words, you're going to go through great tribulation. See, people just think they're living life and they're going to go through a hard time of life. That's what they think tribulation is. Tribulation is when you're being tested to see if you are who you say you are. That's tribulation. So if you're set apart from the world, then what is the world doing to you? That the scripture is saying is an attack or is war. What is that war? If you're set apart from the world, what are they doing? How are they seeking to kill you? Come on, this is spiritual warfare, is it not? Does the Bible say we fight carnal? Or do we fight spiritual? Well, I'm telling you the spiritual battlefield. What's actually happening? To remain calm, still, unattached, detached. That's set apartness. The only way you can do that is to be whole within I am, within you, within yourself. Or as Christ said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. A king is on a throne by himself, little flock. So it seems like a lonely place to be. But once he's whole, then it ain't lonely. For he is forever with me, never leaving me, never forsaking me. So though on the outside, it looks like I'm sitting there all by myself. I'm never alone, ever. I am always consulting. Always. Where? Within, with the Spirit. What do you say I say? Now, why would I do that? When a threat comes to me to try to pull me out of I am, I simply go to the Spirit and say, what do you want me to say? Why do I do that? Because what did the Master say? What did the Messiah tell us? Take no thought of what you shall say in those moments when you're tested, when people try to put you on trial. It doesn't mean when you actually go to a courtroom and there's a judge sitting there. It means when somebody's trying to judge you right there in your kitchen. Somebody's trying to judge you right there on the job. For what? What are they usually judging you for? If you're a set-apart person, they're judging you for your freedom. They're judging you for your liberty. What were they judging Yahusha for? Where the Spirit is, there is liberty. So then if you have the Spirit in you, then you are living a free life. You are detached from the outcome of the fleshly life. The flesh is now dead. You are now dead to sin. You can no longer walk in it because your mind has been transformed. So therefore, you don't think the same at all. It's not like you still think some of the same stuff. That's what I'm trying to convey to you people today. It's not like you can think the same old stuff and then you added new stuff. That's not how this works. Now, I want to ask you, is that how it works? You still retain the old shit? Or when you're transformed, that means you're a totally new thing. All right, then. You know about the wineskins and the wine being put in it. You know this. So then what I'm saying is people that have wisdom are set apart by their detachment from this world. They are detached from the outcome of anything that goes on in it. That means you're free from condemnation. That means you're free from judgment. That's what it means. Because that was the judgment you were under. The world. But you are not of it. Because he is not of it. They are from beneath. So they judge by a different standard than we do. They are slaves and incarcerated. And so were you at a time. Weighed down. Under much burden of under a heavy yoke of a slave chain. But you've been made free. If you've heard messages like these today, that prove to you that all the things in your life that devastated you was because you were attached to it. That's why it devastated you. And you were attached because you thought that's what love was. But what did the Father do to you? Did he just hold you, and never let you go your own way to discover what it was like to be without him? Or did he say, go head on. I'm going to go to my place until you acknowledge that it sucks to be without me. So then he lets you go figure it out. Now, is God love? Now look how that just clicked into place. Look how that just clicked into place. It seems cruel, and that's why people have a hard time understanding this detachment I'm describing to you. But then you don't understand what it's like to be a Mustang then. You're just a show pony. And if that's what you are, that's okay. You let people pet you. You let anybody just ride on your back. You let little children tug all on you and pull your tail and jump all on you in their birthday parties and every damn thing. You do all that. You put up with all that. I'm a Mustang. Pull my ear. I'm a Mustang. Yank on my tail. I'm a Mustang. Try to jump on my back. And then you'll think, he's cruel. See, when I whack you off. I'm just detached from how you feel about me whacking you off. See? I should feel bad because I won't let you, some stranger, jump on me and kick me and put a rope all on me and every damn thing? I should feel bad? Well, I don't. And you're perplexed that I don't. Well, it's not my fault you're perplexed. Wander at me then, because that's all you can do. I don't let anybody on this earth tell me shit about outward appearance. I don't give a damn what they say. As soon as they start talking that, I know you ain't from Christ, nigga. I know you ain't with Christ. Everything is spiritual when it comes to the Most High. Why? Because he's a spirit, and those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So there's no other way to worship him other than spirit. Now, what does spirit mean? Outward or inward? One of you guys, or any of you guys, can give me one of those answers. Is the spirit about outward or inward? So then the worship God was describing, it used to be outward, right? That means you listen to somebody sing about God. It was wonderful. But in their heart, they were a wicked ass person all along, hiding that shit. But they sang so beautifully with their throat and their tongue and every damn thing. You wondered about that. And you said, God has anointed that person. God is with them. The Spirit is all over them. I feel chills when they sing. Yeah, well, I got chills when Whitney Houston sang the national anthem. She wasn't singing nothing about God. But I got chills when she sang that song too. So what's your point? I thought that feeling I felt was the presence of the Spirit of God. Yeah, I know. Because you think feelings is your God. I know that. But I know better than that. You see a beautiful woman, you feel a feeling, don't you? Yes. Does that mean she's good? No. So then that feeling was telling you that she's good, or that feeling said she looks good? Look how I pinned niggas to the wall when I talk. Told you, I have a rod of iron. This is what God meant when he says ruling all nations with a rod of iron. This is what he meant. When you have right thought, you're going to crush all the feelings that are out there, because everybody else is coming from a feeling. The woman is weaker than the man. Right thought is a man. Feelings are a woman. So any feelings that come up to me to try to dominate me will get dominated with this rod I have. Because any woman that come to me in the physical realm is going to get dominated with the rod I have. Just keeping it 100 and real with you. Any woman talking about, I want to be with the grandson of right thought, will prepare to be dominated with the rod. That's what's going to happen. So then prepare for it. Oh my gosh. Don't you see how unclean this guy is talking? I told you, where the Spirit is, there is liberty. This is the liberty he's describing. The liberty to explain something that's true, that sounds like, see, it's about how it sounds like. See how I'm different? I'm about what it is, not what it appears to be. You guys are all about what it appears to be and not what it is. That's why you're perplexed about my liberty. That's why. So anybody wondering why you're perplexed about why I talk the way I talk and act the way I act and teach the word the way I teach it and all that, now you have your answer. shouldn't be any more discrepancy about it. Wow, he just broke that down so clear that I can't really kick against the pricks. I know, because that's the rod I was describing to you. That woman come up in that bedroom, she'd be like, grandson thinks he's tough. I know all kind of tricks. I know all kinds of things I can do to make him feel all kind of feelings and make him soft for me. Yeah, that's what you think. I'm already detached from the outcome. That's what you do when you know. See, the reason why people are not... Look, let me slow down because this is about to be a nuclear blast that I'm about to give. Okay? People don't experience the thing that they would like to experience. And do you know why? Because they don't detach from the outcome. Okay, I'll explain it like this so that it makes it very, very clear. If you were told that you were going to receive a check in the mail in 2 weeks, but yet you ran to your mailbox every day looking in it, hoping for that check to come, then you're proving that you have not detached. The detaching is you detaching your hand off of that mailbox, closing that shit back up, and waiting the 2 weeks as you were told. So then you're cool, calm, still, like I always said, for that 2 weeks. And then that 2 weeks goes by and you look in your mailbox and lo and behold, there it is. So why were you frantic leading up to that date if you already knew it was 2 weeks? It's because you didn't believe it was 2 weeks. You just was hoping that it'll come. It'll come. They say I'm going to get it. I said I'm going to get it. Then they say I'm going to get it. Then they say I'm going to get it. That's part of the childish things Paul says you got to put away and be a man now. Man be like, I know it's going to happen. Now, of course, as a man, it makes it tougher because you don't know the when and you don't know how. You just know what and why. So once you've stated what and why you want it, then you detach. Because you know that how and when is up to God to happen. It's not about whether it will. It will. It's just that when it will happen is up to the Father. So like Abraham did, look at it there. Like Joseph did, and many others, they waited. Let patience have her perfect work, so that your joy may be made full when you are perfected. Now you're prepared for the thing that you asked for. It's not about you ask for it, you're not going to get it. No, you ask, you shall receive. That's what we were told by the Messiah. So then do you hearken to that? In other words, do you respond to that by how you live? By detaching from the outcome. I want this. This is why I want it. So then I've let it go because that means I have it. So then there's no need in me acting frantic anymore. See how that proves that I'm still attached? I'm still attached to the outcome. I'm still trying to control the outcome. See? Then that means I don't believe the outcome is what I said it was in the beginning. But Abba said he claimed the end from the beginning. And he says, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. So then what do you think you need to do? Claim the end from the beginning or claim the end and then start being frantic all like hell? What you think you need to do? Claim the end. I am doing this. I don't give a shit what it is, baby. What you want to do? You like, well, I would like to be sitting down in Miami Beach right now, looking at some honey, sipping on a pina colada. But it's wicked to do that. See why you ain't having it? But you want it. You want the experience of having it. If that's true, then I am on the beach. See? That's claiming the end, isn't it? Look how this is set apart the way I'm describing to you how you should live your life. That will keep you from taking thought if you detach once you claimed it, right? Then if you're not taking thought, are you doing the right thing Or are you doing the wrong thing? Are you being obedient or not by not taking thought of your life? Now, I prove to you why you don't need to take thought for your life. You see how I'm his son? Like I told you? I'm showing you why you don't need to take thought. He told you not to. I'm telling you why you don't need to. Because it's already been figured out for you. It's already been ordained and prescribed. Each day has already been laid out. So then, live that day. Now, when I say live that day, who do I sound like? Do I sound like my daddy? Is that what he would have told you? Now, didn't he tell you guys that when I come, I would take of his and give it to you? Am I doing that right now? In other words, I take of his teachings and I impart them to you. I take of his word and I break it for you that you can eat it. Now, when you go to dinner, who puts the bread on the table? The servant? Well, when you get a bill, does it have a server, a part on there where it says server? You heard of tip? That will remind you had a server if you didn't know you had one. You get that bill, you'd be like, damn, gratuity? Sheesh. I mean, yeah, I guess you did serve me. I should show gratitude. Even the world knows that. Even the world knows that and loves its own. So this is the wisdom that needs to be grasped, that's been crying out, that needs to be embraced. This is the woman that needs to be embraced. This is the true wife, my brothers. If you have a wife and everything is not vanity to her, then you have a wicked wife. You have a wife without wisdom. You have a foolish wife that doesn't understand the world that you're in. Like Job had to tell his wife. It's all vanity, in other words, is what he told her when he said, we should receive good from I am, but not receive evil. Blessed is the name of I am. That's the holy set apart name. It's all about how you use that name, not any other name. That name affects you. That name alone affects the outcome of your day. That name alone affects the experiences that you're going to have today. That name is what's affecting it. If you want the effect to be different, change how you use the name and watch it change. Change how you use the name and watch it change. And then you'll learn that the power was in that name. And I just gave it back to you. So I'm not setting the captives free? Oh, yes, I am. That's why the Spirit was put upon me. That's why Abba called me to 40 days out in the wilderness. To be set apart from the world and to be transformed from its image. Oh yeah, when you're laying out on the ground naked while everybody else is out in the world in their cities. And you're out in the woods, alone, when they're all in their crowded apartments and condominiums and Airbnbs. Getting more cluttered and cluttered and cluttered. And they talk about all this overcrowding and overpopulation. The only reason that's the case is because there's a whole lot of earth out there uninhabited because everyone dwells in cities. But the cattle don't live in the city. It's free. And if cattle can be free, my nigga, you can't be today. Consider the sparrows, little flockulators, and be men wandered at tonight. Sulaiman Mr. Allah.